Dr. Georgios Samaras is Assistant Professor of Public Policy at King's College London.
I'm convinced that the tragedy, like you also mentioned, will provide German and more broadly European politicians from the far right with another opportunity to exploit this whole situation. And this is the only way to advance the most vile Islamophobic sentiment. It doesn't matter who the murderer is. It doesn't matter what happened. It's a trend that is evident in the rise of neo-Nazi parties like the AfD and the emergence of other far-right parties who capitalize on anything that is related to Islam.
And Dr. Samaras, you are an expert on how far-right movements like the Alternative for Deutschland party formulate their communications strategies. How might this strategy shift with what we're hearing from the AfD party in light of what's happened in Magdeburg?
These attacks will significantly boost its electoral chances in the upcoming 2025 election. So Germans are rallying behind an openly neo-Nazi party that is using its communication practices to attack anything progressive, anything non-European, anything non-Christian. So they scapegoat migration like Germans used to do during World War II. And it's a movement that has used its communication strategy to bring back old fears. And with the backing, for example, from far-right investors like Elon Musk, who has become one of the most vocal supporters of far-right movements in Europe right now, they will try to communicatively, of course, capitalize on this incident and potentially emerge as a dominant political force. I don't think that the rhetoric right now resonates with the majority of the population, but it will certainly get that boost that will bring it closer to the Union. And the normalization of this extremist viewpoint within mainstream, of course, politics is a development that could steer Europe towards a more divided and intolerant future.
And so in Germany, Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor, he was met with real anger when he visited Magdeburg yesterday. Real anger about security lapses, but also at the German political establishment, it seems, more broadly. How could we see this playing out, do you think, in the upcoming elections there?
I think that, like I said, the trend is likely to become more widespread across Europe. Olaf Scholz is losing popularity. There is no effective leadership to address the underlying causes also of social unrest that they serve, of course, to deepen divisions. There is not a clear effort from the current government to deal with the ongoing problems and the rise of the far right. The far right is promising deportations. The central left is repositioning itself in the center. It's a last-minute effort to, I guess, save themselves. And like I said, it's the lack of effective leadership and the failure to address all of those causes. So technically, Olaf Scholz is also trying to normalize some extremist ideas within a democracy, which threatens the stability and the cohesion of a whole society. While they're pushing the center to the far right, we have the snowball effect. Only the right-wing parties, the authentic right-wing parties, are poised to benefit from the situation. And when the central left pushes them towards the far right, the voters will, of course, choose the original, the real far right.